Imagine a planet where the sun disappears, not for a night, not for a season, but for 42 years without a single sunrise. No light, no warmth, no horizon glowing at dawn. Just an endless sky of stars, frozen in time above a world trapped in darkness. And on the opposite side of that same planet, a nightmare in reverse. 42 years of continuous daylight where the sun never sets, never moves, never gives you a moment of relief. This is not science fiction. This is Uranus, a world so strange that even scientists struggle to fully explain it. At first glance, Uranus looks harmless, almost boring. A pale blue sphere, smooth and quiet, drifting through space without the dramatic storms of Jupiter or the bright rings of Saturn. But that calm appearance is deeply misleading, because Uranus is not just different, it is wrong. Every major planet in our solar system spins like a balanced top, rotating upright as it orbits the sun. Uranus doesn't. It is tilted at an extreme angle of 98 degrees, essentially lying on its side, rolling around the sun like a fallen world that never stood back up. And this isn't a small irregularity. This is a cosmic anomaly, a scar left behind by something catastrophic. Scientists believe that billions of years ago, when the solar system was still forming, a massive object, possibly a young planet, collided with Uranus with unimaginable force. The impact didn't just damage the surface, it knocked the entire planet over, permanently changing its rotation and rewriting its future. But the true consequences of that ancient collision are far more disturbing than the tilt itself. Because of this sideways rotation, Uranus experiences the most extreme seasonal cycle of any planet. A single year on Uranus lasts 84 Earth years, and for half of that time, one pole is locked in constant sunlight while the other is buried in total darkness. Imagine standing on that dark side, not for a few hours, not for a few days, but for decades. You would be born into darkness, grow up under a sky that never changes, and live your entire life without ever seeing the sun. Only distant stars, only silence, only cold. And just when you think this world cannot become more unsettling, it does. When Voyager 2 passed Uranus in 1986, it sent back images of what looked like a featureless, lifeless sphere, a smooth blue marble with no activity. Scientists initially thought Uranus might be a quiet, inactive planet, but they were wrong, because the truth was hidden beneath its clouds. When astronomers later observed Uranus using infrared instruments, the planet revealed something unexpected. Beneath that calm exterior were powerful storms, shifting atmospheric patterns, and hidden turbulence invisible to human eyes. Uranus was not dead, it was simply hiding its chaos. And deep beneath those clouds lies one of the strangest environments in the entire solar system. Uranus is classified as an ice giant, but the word ice is misleading. It is not a frozen solid world. Instead, it is a vast ocean of superheated, high-pressure fluid made of water, ammonia, and methane. As you descend deeper, the pressure becomes so intense that normal chemistry begins to break down. At extreme depths, scientists believe carbon atoms are compressed so violently that they crystallize into diamonds. These diamonds may slowly sink through the planet's interior like an endless rain, falling through a dark, superheated ocean that no human will ever witness. A silent storm of crystals hidden beneath a frozen sky. But Uranus holds another mystery, one that scientists still cannot fully explain. Unlike planets like Jupiter and Neptune, Uranus emits almost no internal heat. It is the coldest planetary atmosphere ever recorded, with temperatures dropping to nearly minus 224 degrees Celsius. Something is missing, something that should be there, but isn't. Some researchers believe that the same catastrophic collision that knocked Uranus over may have also stripped away its internal heat, leaving behind a cold, inactive core, a planetary body that, in a sense, is frozen in time. And then there's the atmosphere itself. Uranus is filled with hydrogen sulfide gas, the same compound responsible for the smell of rotten eggs. If it were somehow possible to stand there being crushed by pressure or frozen instantly, the air would smell toxic and suffocating, like decay. A beautiful blue world, hiding a chemical nightmare. Surrounding this strange planet is a system just as unsettling. Its rings are dark and faint, made of debris that reflects almost no light, making them nearly invisible compared to the bright rings of Saturn. They are like shadows circling a ghost, and its moons are even more bizarre. Among them is Miranda, one of the strangest objects ever observed. Its surface looks shattered and reassembled, with massive cliffs, deep canyons, and mismatched terrain that suggest a violent past. On Miranda lies Verona Rupus, the tallest known cliff in the solar system. If you stood at its edge and jumped, the low gravity would cause you to fall slowly, taking nearly 12 minutes to reach the bottom. 12 minutes of silence, 12 minutes of darkness, 12 minutes watching the distant blue giant of Uranus hanging in the sky above you. And this system is not stable. Some of Uranus's moons may eventually collide, break apart, and form new rings, continuing a cycle of destruction that likely has been happening for billions of years, a system slowly reshaping itself in the dark. And yet, despite everything we know, we have barely explored this planet. Only Voyager 2 has ever visited Uranus, and it stayed for only a few hours before continuing its journey into deep space. Since then, no spacecraft has returned, no orbiters, no probes descending into its atmosphere. Uranus remains alone, drifting through space, holding on to its secrets. But that may soon change. Scientists are planning future missions to return, to study its atmosphere, its magnetic field, and the strange forces hidden deep within its interior. Because Uranus is not just another planet. It is a reminder that the universe is not always stable, not always predictable. It is violent, it is chaotic, and sometimes it leaves behind worlds that carry the scars of that violence forever. A silent, tilted giant, trapped between endless light and endless darkness, waiting to be understood.